I rise today in opposition of the EAA bill before you. If enacted, this bill would forever change the face of public education. This is not a vote to take lightly or to win favor with a particular special interest group or to push a hidden agenda. This is about our children. We must move with care and diligence, examining the ramifications, the good and the bad, and considering the effect on the children. Will this give them more opportunities? Will it address inequality? Does it look at the real causes of struggling schools and provide real solutions? No, it does not. While considering this bill in the Education Committee, of which I am a part, I heard some of the most outlandish reasons for enacting this legislation. The one that echoes the most is the claim that this EAA bill will thankfully, finally show that someone cares about struggling kids. Are you serious? If you were, you would not have continually voted to cut funding to our schools, which has, among other things, forced bigger class sizes with fewer resources, dried up money for proper safety measures, and led to cuts to necessary mental health services. A state's budget reflects a state's priorities, and clearly, education has not been a priority in Michigan for years. Working in many communities, I've also seen the impact of poverty in our families and the communities. With the EAA turnaround, this does nothing to address that because it does not look at the myriad of issues facing these communities. Another comment that I frequently heard in committee was that, quote, maybe the EAA had flaws, maybe there were no long-term studies, but at least it was something. Really? Really? Why would something we treasure so much, our children, be treated so carelessly? The current schools under the EAA have only been in operation for 6 months, with mixed results and many red flags. Yet, for some reason, it is urgent that the schools be increased now, even though the results are inconclusive. We had a speaker in committee last week from University of Michigan, Dr. Dorothy Ball, chair of the Governor's Council on Educator Effectiveness, appointed by Governor Snyder to look at teacher evaluations. The research methodology was impressive, with the use of pilot schools to test various programs over a 2-year period. And yet, this same approach is not being used for the EAA schools. Why? Our children deserve better than a blind faith assumption that the EAA might work. As a former county commissioner, I have a strong appreciation for local government. As an American, I have a strong appreciation for democracy. But these two things are being chipped away with the EAA. There is no shared decision-making, no voice for the community, a lack of transparency, and they're not even subject to the Open Meetings Act. The EAA, without the approval of the local unit of government, may control, manage, operate, lease, or demolish the property they have taken over. The neighborhood schools are the heart and the soul of the community, but the Achievement Authority strips away local governments and strips away parents' control over their children's education. The EAA can even rename a school with the identity, the name that they were used to identify the school with the community. Mr. Speaker, I oppose this bill before you today because the issue cuts to my very core. My life has been about helping our students prepare for the future in the 21st century. As a school social worker, I have been in the classroom, in the communities, and in the homes of our students. I have instituted anti-bullying programs, started a community teen center. I have worked with entire classrooms, with children one-on-one. I've listened to parents and parent groups and communities at large for over 30 years. I have seen firsthand the challenges our students and families face. I've worked with the poor and the rich, the gifted and the academically challenged. My life has been about kids, and I refuse to let anyone use them as a pawn to privatize our schools, dismantle public education, or to advance a hidden agenda. What our students deserve is a data-driven, tested, and proven successful plan to adapt the education system to the problems it is facing. Colleagues, I implore you, please put our children first when you consider your vote. This is only the first step in a state takeover of our schools, and I, for one, cannot stand by while it happens. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.